This is the life of a mediator boiled down to one Excel spreadsheet, basically helping people divide up a 20-year marriage with one chart. When we're doing equitable distribution in a divorce, basically we're taking all of the assets and all of the debts and trying to find out a way to equalize those. Basically split them up 50-50 to where both people have the same amount of debt and the same amount of assets out of the marriage. However, when alimony is involved, sometimes we do an unequal distribution, and that amounts to a lump sum alimony. So it all boils down to a chart just like this. When you're going through a divorce and you're trying to determine what marital assets exist and what marital debts exist and what the value of those things are, we have to figure out a date that we're going to value it, because money is fluctuating. If you own a house, it might be worth a certain amount one day, another amount another day. If you have bank accounts, there may be a certain amount in there at one time, another amount at another time. So the date of filing the petition for divorce is kind of like the default commonly understood date, but it's not always the date that you use. Sometimes it might be more equitable for the court to use the date of separation, or there's other instances where it may make more sense for the court to use the date of the final judgment. So the most common is going to be the date of filing. I would say second to that is probably the date of separation, and lastly would be the date of the final judgment. There are circumstances that would make each of these make more sense or less sense depending on the facts, and at the end of the day, the judge is there to do what is fair and just and equitable under the circumstances. So here's a couple of examples. So if, for example, you had an investment account that at the date of filing was worth $300,000 and some market anomaly occurred, and at the time of the final judgment, now it's worth $500,000, we're probably going to be using the date of the final judgment.